The last drop. Where must you go?
But 3K for sending charges? Surely? Tozidi na.
Mami tugende.
Don't be. Wait a little bit, please.
Angena kuangalia waiting charge.
Chikole for less, hakuna hustle, no stress. Whether night or day, tuli okay. Wanga tuli ku flexi pay.
Don't hustle to pay the bills. Send or receive money. Chikole for less, ne flexi pay. Hold it.
Chikole for less with FlexiPay. Dial *291# to transact or download the FlexiPay app to get started. Stanbic Bank. It can be. Stanbic Bank is regulated by the Bank of Uganda, and customer deposits are protected by the Deposit Protection Fund of Uganda, up to 10 million shillings.
Remember last time you bought the ladies of Bump Love? I took you to the ladies of Bump. Get your stuff together, you bastard. You bought, they came.
No, I took you there.
Hey, you were bumping love.
Yes, with them.
Allah. Well, today I have brought Bump Love to the last round.
We're bumping love again.
Bump Love is.
Is that a verb? You are bumping.
From today, you can use it.
How did they brag?
We're bumping in our round.
How are you guys?
Oh, we're bumping in your round.
We're bumping in our round.
Your round. Yeah, bumping in your round.
Bump round.
Good Lord.
Can create a new
That's
show.
a nice one.
Either way.
Bump round.
2.0. We shall never begin the show at this rate.
Ladies, thank you so much for honoring the invitation.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure.
And thank you for coming over to ours. That was really amazing.
Yeah.
We need to do that again, don't we?
Yeah, we
You
do.
don't know why you want to do it again. All the viewers. You
Yeah.
want to be the hour.
We want to be his ex.
We know why you want to come.
I was just furniture.
People were in our inbox. They were like, was that real? He needs to give us tips.
Miss Gaetano was single. I had no answer.
Anyway.
Yeah, you're in the answer. But
So,
you guys.
ladies, I have a. I don't know if you read or if you heard about it. It was on all over the news. There was some pronouncements with regards to divorce law in Uganda.
And property.
The divorce law, and therefore what happens after the divorce. What happens to property, what happens to everything that you had together, blah, 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 blah. I don't know if you read it. I don't know if you heard about it. If you didn't, I'm going to read for you, and hopefully, I would love to hear a female perspective on this matter, because the few that I've spoken to are not too happy.
Very happy.
I don't know if it's because and the judge was a man.
It was a woman.
Okay, it was a woman.
A woman and a man.
And a
There
man.
were two.
Elizabeth Mosoke and Muzamiru Kibedi.
Yes, Christopher.
Ownership, honors, worships, judgeships.
She shouldn't just say that name.
Yes.
You are worship.
They are worship. They are
Give
worship.
them their title. They
We are sorry.
They went to school.
They went to school.
The first one, and probably the most controversial.
Yes.
Marriage does not give a spouse an automatic half share in their matrimonial property. Does not automatically.
I will start with
Uh-huh.
Tujogebwa. Tujogebwa, tumanyedwa.
Why?
Like,
Why is it?
but who does that, really? I don't know where they came from. I'm sure there's been lots of It's probably, we were just jazzing here with Pumla and we wanted to check the statistics because it looks that divorce has gone up from the last time we read. It has gone up. So I think they've had lots to deal with, hence coming up with this.
Something must have triggered this.
Something must have
I think one of
triggered
them
this.
got divorced.
Right?
One of the watches.
His or her.
That's
That's a good one.
It's like this woman is going to take my property.
So you better change it. They're about to divorce.
Maybe.
But also, it's difficult to look at this bill in isolation. So the resolutions were 6, and if you read just the one, then it shocks you. And then I feel like we need to be able to read
To contextualize
everything so that
it,
it gives you
yeah.
a full context of what exactly is going on. For me, the issue with the half, and I feel the pain of most women, is mostly because everything else that comes after that is intangible. It's unmeasurable. And it's so difficult because there are no prices. You know, we get laws and then we impose them on our immature societies. For example, this
Wait a minute. Our
immature.
society is immature.
Immature in a sense that everywhere else there's market prices for things. There's market prices for what, speaking with Manuela, there's a market price for childcare. In our neighborhood in Kenya. There's a market price there's a minimum wage for house help.
So when you have a
In
child,
Kenya,
here
we don't
that
have
is
those
$50.
things.
Whatever
Yes,
it
you can
is, there's a
equate.
figure.
You can
Whatever it is,
equate.
there's a figure to it.
There has to be
We
a
don't
figure
have.
attached to every good and
At
service.
least a minimum figure.
A minimum
because
fare. Yeah.
different things come. So I mean, I think we're talking about it again. I like that you've said that. You know, you can't talk about this bill and pick one aspect
Yeah,
and
to
talk about it
discuss.
in isolation, because the rest of the bill talks about unpaid care and domestic work.
Yes,
which
yes.
is now talking
Which-
about, for
let's read
example,
that.
to give birth, to a spouse, to a child, to an offspring.
Yes.
It costs money.
To spawn.
It costs money, but for different people it will cost different. So if I were, the way unpaid care and domestic work works in terms of calculation is, if I didn't do the deed, how much would you have paid for it? So if I
somebody
did
else
give
to
birth
do it.
for somebody else to do it, so if I didn't give birth to your children for you, how much would you have paid somebody else?
A surrogate.
A surrogate. Now, a surrogate's price is different.
Varies.
Some people will tell you $20,000 US, some people will tell you 10,000. So what she's talking about is to do this the way they've done the bill and then talk about unpaid care and domestic work in a society that does not have minimum wage for a
All right.
surrogate.
I want to read it out
going
in
to
its
struggle.
totality. Maybe you can tell me what you
Okay,
think.
yes.
When court is determining the value of the unpaid care and domestic work rendered during the marriage, it should take into account monetary value principles like the value or cost of similar or substitute services available on the labor of service market. Discuss.
And it's interesting that you picked, that was number 4, right?
Yes.
Because that was my
Yeah.
issue. But first, let me say that number 1, I feel like for me opens a Pandora's box. The moment you say it doesn't automatically give me, entitle me to half, it means we are now going to start measuring. And
Thanks. And keeping journals of
the
everything.
things that we have done for each other or the contributions we have made towards each other.
You even start charging for kisses.
Yes, sometimes I will. No, seriously.
Manuela charges me every time
No,
they
me-
take her to bed when she doesn't want.
Yes, because
There's a monetary value to it.
yes. Because if
And
I
when
wish-
she's pregnant, she adds even more. Because she's warmer and wetter.
Such a brand.
Wow. No, seriously. No, we had this conversation already.
I don't know.
Mr. Molondo.
So when I tell you minimum mathematics,
Yes,
a lot of
and that's the Pandora's box that is
So I feel like if they are just done half, first of all, a divorce period, I'm not being there, but I know it's filled with emotion.
Right.
Tensions are high.
Right.
So and so did me wrong. You have decided you want to leave. Now you enter negotiations and trying to split who takes what. And then unpaid care, like Manuel and Kuna have said, there is no minimum wage.
No.
So are you going to use, for example, how much we pay our maids?
What's the scale? What's the scale?
Some of us pay 80K, others 50,000,
Others 100.
Rachel, if I were Brian's maid doing the housework, I would not charge
400 or 500
I'm
or
not
1
maid,
million.
I'm educated. I know English. I went to school.
Yes,
I know
and you're doing a lot more than a normal maid.
I know how to clean.
Okay.
I can go to the supermarket and buy proper products.
Exactly. Without anyone telling you what to do.
She talks about the fact that I've gone to school, I've been educated, and there's even a clause in there, if I better you in the relationship, somebody who has not been educated, somebody who has not gone to school, somebody who has not got good English, then I put all of those things inside you. I give you English, I give you schooling, now I'm going to charge you for that afterwards, and say, reduce because I'm giving you that. That for me makes sense.
What part?
No, the part
That
of
entire part of if I put money into you, into your education, into your
But that cutting hurts men. That cutting hurts men. Where they invest in your education, they open for you a business, then the woman runs away with a rich and wealthier man. And they found you together, you're kulana, each other. Then you run away. But that cutting hurts men.
It really does. I have put money into your weave, and now you are
Which money?
I don't think the weave can be bought by anyone else, but the issue of me understanding that you being a better person is forever. You know, a weave is a one-off. Education is a lifelong skill. Right. You're going to go with this with or without me.
Yeah, but they do that. They're investing in you for themselves. That is how it happens mostly. They don't invest in you for the community, the way or the society.
Fair enough. But even a woman who betters a man who says we grow together and I will support you, does it for them.
That's true. That's true.
She also doesn't do it for herself, but for you. I really care for you so much. I want you to be a better man. Why? Your better man makes the home a better home.
Yes.
Correct?
I have a question. So would you want to be paid dividends? Like if you, I'm asking actually the both of you, if you were to go through a scenario like that and you put your woman through school, would you, and you said that you have educated her for the long haul, not just for that moment. So would you want dividends? Would you want her to give you like a monthly stipend?
No, they want a discount.
So because it's
they want a discount.
You bring up a very good point, and now that I think about it, yes, I would.
Are you kidding?
Why not?
No, but you know what? It's okay. It's fine. You know what? If I were in the shoes of that chick, I would say that's fine. That's car. We'll give you a dividend. I also want a dividend. For every time you've come from your office to tell me how stressed you are, and I advised you. Yes. I told you what to do. In fact,
but the same works for me. The same works for me.
Exactly. That now.
So that means it should be half-half. Because we are all giving and we are all taking.
You know what? You know why you don't see it? Because like Pumla said, what we offer normally is intangible. You don't see it, but I'm offering you that space to thrive. To do whatever it is you're doing. Yes. What you see is, normally what they will see is, she went to do work and save, she saved this 15M and we bought this land. That is all you see. But for a woman who is not able to do that, she has done lots of things. She's giving you children, you're in a very healthy state. That is...
Wama, allow me, let me assist you. And I
add in soup.
I put numbers.
Very good.
Before we have a child, before we have a child, you've gone and bought a house, isn't it? You brought your furniture. You put them inside there. I made it a home. I did some interior design work on that home, isn't it? In fact, then I've cooked breakfast, lunch, dinner. You've been coming home and eating. I have just provided you bed and breakfast. Exactly. Whether it's a 3-star or a 2-star or a 1-star or a 5-star. So bed and breakfast.
We are at Shisanyama. Let's even look at the menu.
I've already provided a meal is 60K. So if I have given you
that is just breakfast.
That is 60K. Meanwhile,
you've not counted lunch.
No, I've not. Meanwhile, I'm just giving you bed and breakfast as we are right now. Bed and breakfast. A 1-star hotel is 25,000. A 2-star is 50. A 3-star is 75. Do you see how we are moving?
We have here menu. We all these things I prepare them at home.
They are all here.
We are tired of you coming. We are tired of you coming. We are tired of you coming. Manuela, why are you saying that? Why don't you stay in my home with these funny chairs? Did I say go and buy other chairs to do this?
Let me tell you why.
Hold on.
Let me tell
when you give me breakfast, I can live on popcorn. Why must
popcorn?
All I'm saying is
no, having said that, Manuela, I hear you. And to Guy's point,
Meanwhile, I hadn't yet finished.
I know, and
I was still on. I was still on the sex to
You're
receive
coming,
every evening.
you're coming.
I was still on the sex to receive every evening. If I were not there, you'd be getting a prostitute.
No.
And prostitutes come at different levels. Okay? Me, a prostitution I'm giving you is 100K per session.
But Manuela,
And if I am pregnant, you are going to add on 150. And if I've gone to learn where to get waters, you are paying like 200K per session. Are we together? I'm not yet done. Every time you come to me to tell me you have problems, I'm there advising you don't buy this land, you take me here. Well, I've become a counselor. A counselor is 100,000 shillings per hour. A medium. Me, I am good. I'm at 100. Maybe at that time I'm still calculating for you. I'm at 150K now per session. How many nights are those that you've come home to tell me your problems? I'm there.
Multiply by days, by months.
Then I've given birth. If I were a surrogate, you would be paying me $20,000. As I speak, in total, I am at like 144 million shillings. I have just started. Now you've gone and bought your land of 7 million. Oh yeah, when you measure how I don't deserve 50%. In fact, I don't. I deserve 100%, and you have my money.
So,
hey.
Hey, Manuela, breathe. Have some drinks.
but Manuela, you overcome.
She has been
coming.
So four things. Number one.
Yeah.
I can count the number of men in one hand. No, the number of unions in one hand where the woman does not want children as much as the man. If anything, the woman wants more.
That's very true.
So the children are mainly for her, but we'll not get to that.
No.
I'll get to that later.
That's true.
That's number one. Number two,
let him also
the
come.
food. Let me also come. The food that you are saying that you are cooking did not bring itself from the market. It was bought. Okay? In the event that you are unable to cook, we would have found somebody to cook. Who I pay. If you cook, you have decided. Otherwise, I'll find someone else to cook. I will still eat the food. Why? Because I bought it. With my money, I intend to eat it one way or the other.
That's true.
Therefore, we shall remove that. Number three, the sex you are referring to of every night. Quid pro quo. Half the time it might, by the way, make no mistake about this, the China is the one who wants. Yes.
The man gets all his
I am tired of
That's that one. I'm in days.
Make no mistake, they also be tapping us and be like, Pananga, I'm tired. Where's Okuka?
Some ladies
nothing.
will say, you sleep, me, I've got my things here. You be, I'll organize myself.
Hey, if you can't me, I'll sort myself. Then you're like, okay, no, it's okay. Let me do my marital job. Let me come and perform. Yes, I perform. So therefore, sex is also, most of the time, I agree with you, there are times when we want, you don't.
Yeah.
But the reverse is also true. Therefore, that one, we go Dutch.
50-50.
We got Dutch there.
So do you feel like
so my
what
point
you're
is,
saying, Ma?
my point is, my point is, the conversation of property, which is where we had started from. I like what Pumla said. You when you can put a figure to something, it's easy to split. When it's hard to put a figure to something like emotional, the listening, the shoulder to cry on, the counseling, the advice, that is something you go in at the time of marriage and say, Omanyi, together, we're going to do this to the better of ourselves. Yes. If shit hits the fan and we are no longer unable to do that
and
part.
there is lots of shit.
Yes, and when shit hits the fan, remember it's not distributed evenly.
I want to ask.
Remember that.
Yeah,
when shit hits the fan, it's not distributed evenly. So you may feel like I did a lot more honestly, a lot more shit has fallen on me than this guy, because honestly speaking, he wouldn't have this house if I hadn't shown him the guy to buy the land from. It was my hookup. And then the guy will be like, okay, she wouldn't have that job if I'm not the one who saw it, or the other guy was my friend. Who writes the CV. Blah, blah. So that stuff we can't quantify.
No, exactly.
And I get that. However, on the things we can quantify, and they are there.
I want to ask
So part two of these things says spouse's share in the matrimonial property is dependent on his or her contribution to it.
Okay.
That was the one.
What's wrong about that?
What's wrong about it is
Perfect.
because you've not realized that intangible thing, contribution, was actually a contribution to that property.
I agree.
It was.
I'm not disputing
it's unfair to say that, at the intangible, let us forget it. Well, then let us also forget that tangible.
Yeah, because you see, I can't
it
just
doesn't
say,
make sense.
you see-
if I'm giving you a good hookup, and you're getting this land which is now that tangible thing. Why are we removing the intangible from it? And that's why Sha said this thing is a whole Pandora's box. Every time a child gets sick at school, who do they call?
Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters.
2 numbers. There are 2 numbers.
And again, my problem with splitting the resolutions of this bill. Marcus, you just said number 2. Number 2 says, a spouse's share in the matrimonial property is dependent on his or her contribution to it.
Yes.
And then immediately
Financial.
number 3 comes and says, contributions can take either monetary or non-monetary forms or both.
Yes.
And that's my problem with reading these resolutions in isolation.
On their own,
On
yes.
their own. Because
Yeah.
you come up with the whole thing, forgetting that they are actually quantifying the intangible benefits as
Can
well.
I be the annoying voice of reason?
As you always
Yeah,
are.
we'll chase you from Bangla.
Mama, you will be welcome. You will be welcome.
Better spot
Here, you are welcome.
Bump round.
Very welcome.
Very
Thank
welcoming.
you very much.
Hey.
So now when we say these vows to each other,
Yes.
Yeah.
To love and to hold.
Yeah.
for better for worse,
For sickness
what?
and
For poorer.
all I have, I do what?
I
give
give.
you.
It does not leave room
Yeah.
for all of this nonsense.
That's
True.
true.
Yes,
That's true.
it does.
Unfortunately, this is the world that we are living in. So back to my Pandora's box and back to the vows that you make. Let's take these vows seriously. If,
Let's take
like
them
he has
seriously.
said, tea hits the
The poo-poo hits the fan.
the fan.
Oh dear.
Personally, I don't think I would confront for property, but maybe I'm speaking from a privileged position because I have not been there yet.
Yeah.
I think
And you won't be.
Inshallah.
And Rachel, why many people are really worried about this is because most women in Uganda are like you.
Are like
they are
me.
not going to do that fight
Yeah.
for all this stuff. They want
Yeah.
all these things we're talking about. We are in theory because we are privileged. Look at us. We have a bucket night here in front of us. We are things are good. Things are okay. I have, but then my personality demands that I fight. And
Yeah.
I have been divorced. And I was given equal share of the property, of everything that we had. It was split right down in the middle, and it worked for all of us. And even on top of that, I'm not the one who is even paying financial. The man is the one who will take care of all those financial issues. There was no half and half. He had to pay for education, for medical, for everything, because that is up to now. And now when this law comes,
And just remember something, by the way, guys. And again, maybe Rosie, you can help me out on this. There are lots of women out there who are target workers.
this is true.
I hear
Your
you.
target is to get Marcus. Because you know Marcus has got money, you're a target worker.
And he's good
Yeah,
to his exes.
yeah.
And he's good to his exes. So you go for him knowing if
Bella,
anything
can you have a
happens,
drink? I think you're shouting even.
if anything happens, you know that Marcus is going to. And in fact, yours is to get married and then start something that will lead to a divorce.
You start to finish.
And then go and
Finish,
ask.
because you're a target worker.
When you bring that perspective, I agree. When you bring that perspective, because there are many, many girls who are target workers. But I think a man can know when they have a woman who is not a target worker.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
No, it's difficult.
Well, target workers don't start off as target
They
workers.
don't.
yeah.
Especially if you're a target
I thought they
worker.
start off as target.
Never. They are the best.
Hey, they start off being very, very.
At the beginning.
At the beginning,
Yeah. They will do everything that
You
they
can put it anywhere.
Are you serious?
Put it
Yeah, but that's still the minority, guys.
It's still the minority. It's
It's
they're the
still the
outliers
minority.
because there are also
Outliers.
guys
Yeah.
who will be target
Target
workers
workers.
for sugar mummies. You
Yes.
know what I mean?
For
It's
cougar
them,
mums.
For cougar mums.
Yeah, for
But
cougars.
they're the outliers. I think we're talking
Yeah,
about
they're
this,
outliers.
like this majority, and we're saying that already as it is, because women can't even go and fight for the 50% that they are quote unquote owed in the courts of law. Now, when you even break that 50% down,
it's bad.
it's
So-
even
so-
so you're going to have women in homes who they don't want to be there, but they've been tied because now they know they would have to fight for property. They would have to fight.
people
Already
are
they
not
are
going to
fighting when
leave.
it's clear. When it was clearly
without a
50-50.
divorce, yeah.
Now when it's you have to negotiate.
Okay.
But me, I like this because why I like this, I think it's the issue of like how you have, let's take it economics, sorry. you sign up for a bank loan in a bank, and they tell you the interest rate is 10%.
Yeah.
And then economic conditions change, and then they increase your loan to 13%. So what it is doing, it is affecting the person who signed up for the 10%.
That's true.
But then at the onset, there's also going to be new entrants who now have to realize the rate is 13%. So you become a dead people, and I feel like this is a lesson now. For me, I won't lie to you, marriage to me has never been emotional. It's a contract. End of discussion. So if you're entering this contract, now know. Enter it knowing that these are the terms and conditions. Because I think we play too much with marriage.
Pumla, can I add on to that? I think what this is going to lead to, which is happening in a lot of European and Western countries.
Yes, the developed countries.
In developed countries.
The prenups.
Prenups.
Yeah.
Which are
I am
okay.
going to tell you, and you will find that marriages won't take place. Because some people say, I said, no,
I don't
is
like
a
that.
problem.
Yeah.
You, when you came and you met me, this is my standing.
Yeah.
This is what I had. Already without your influence,
Yes.
without your nitpicking, and without you touching the tiger's bum.
Yeah.
Now, you, when you were there, this is what you had. A, B, C, D, you had this. So, let's have that. Whatever we do together, let us also document it.
Yeah.
So that
I
in
hear
the
you.
case that we get divorced, and hopefully we don't, but if we do get divorced, you don't touch this, I don't touch this, this one has
We
been
discussed.
we have discussed.
I think
Prenups
that's
are going to go up,
They're
the
going to go up.
marriages are going to
go
go
down.
down.
By the way,
And divorces are going to go up.
By the
And
way,
divorces will go
marriage
up.
are going to go up, but we are going to be married 3-4 times now. Because
That's
now they might be short. Yeah, and that's what's happening in the developed world.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think because marriage is
that's
a
what you call
contract.
marriage, that they are for. That is
That is
I think our
professional
interpretation
business.
of marriage, our
That's
interpretation of
business.
marriage also has to change. You guys, the world has moved
Has
on
evolved.
beyond what we consider traditional marriage. And I know this will be fought because we are sitting here with real religious Christian traditional women.
Yeah, we are African people.
So for them, their definition of marriage takes on a completely different one. It's do or die. They'll even murder you to the grave, and you'll still stay in it. Nothing to do. But marriage at the end of the day is a contract, and that is why even when you go to church, the state is what is recognized. The certificate you sign from the state is what is recognized,
I
not
have
the
a
one
friend
from
of
the
mine
church.
who said something very interesting. He said, they asked him a question. I think I said it actually not even a friend of mine. I saw it on television. And they asked him, are you married? He said, no. Don't you want to get married? And he says, why? So the government can enter my bed.
Yeah.
Why would I want the government to enter my bed?
Which is
Which is what they are doing.
So they
Exactly.
entered my bed and they are giving me without Vaseline. They are just engearing me. No. So basically, let me come we stay.
Oh Lord.
Can we stay?
Come we stay. I'm with you, we're together, but there's none of this. Will I?
Women don't allow
They
come with
say-
stay. Come
they
with
say-
stay is even much more dangerous.
They
You're
say,
not protected at all.
let me say this. They say the wedding ring is the world's smallest handcuff.
That's
You've heard that?
I've
It
heard
is the
it,
world's
yes.
smallest handcuff. Unfortunately, it shouldn't be that.
It
This
shouldn't
should
be
be a
that,
sign of
yeah.
happiness and whatnot.
love.
But
And,
it-
and the handcuff is not now even to your spouse or partner, it's to the state.
to the states.
Yeah.
It's to that document you signed.
Yeah.
And whatever that means and what it comes with.
Can I say though, I feel like, and I wanted to speak to Pumla's point, the reason why marriage has evolved is to serve our very vindictive and selfish nature. as
That's
human
true.
beings.
That's true.
If you do marriage God's way, yes, I am the annoying religious person.
No, not annoying, dear.
If you do marriage
God's
with that,
way.
yes, that I'm here to serve you, I'm here to
Both of you.
Yeah,
both of you.
for both of
I'm
you,
not saying
it
for
has-
one person.
yeah.
Marriage will work.
Yeah, but remember, it takes two people. So
It
you're
takes-
only,
that's
you're
what
only in
she's saying.
control of your own.
And
home.
that's what
what
she's
she's
saying.
saying.
If we
The
did
other
it,
person.
if
So
we
it's
did
a
it,
unicorn, like it's
Yes,
like
it
utopia.
is.
It's like
Yes.
wishing for utopia.
It's
Or
not,
something that is
it's
not.
not unattainable.
It is
Yeah.
attainable, but then because you have zero control over the other person's actions,
Yes.
you're wishing on stars.
No, and I think
Well-
I get where she's coming from.
Well-
She's saying that yes, indeed, that's true, and that's why she started from. You know what? Marriage has evolved because of our selfish individuals as
Yeah.
individuals. That's I think for me that was her disclaimer to what you're saying, because indeed it's true. Many of us now enter and we're just wishing upon the stars. But if we came to wishing upon the stars, people, and we
Yeah.
decided we're going to get married and we're going to do it the right way,
Way.
i.e. men love your wives like Christ loved
Love
that
that
church, and women submit, respect. Like if we just did those basics, yeah, without our selfish, but we were born self. As long as Eve ate that apple.
And meanwhile, this is all Eve's.
I know you got Gaetano a lifeline. You gave him a lifeline.
Just as it came out of my mouth. I was like, what have I done?
Eve, stop eating wrong things. Tired.
No. She's the problem. You would not be here if it was not for Eve. So women, you are the problem. No, I think to Rachel's point, I mean, you see, you were saying, Pandora said that, look, you might be there, and you're Rachel, and you're like, listen, we're going proud. We are here to serve God, and then there's one selfish bastard in the union who is a mess. My wife told me, you bastard, listen to me carefully.
Was she blinking her eyes like that?
I can't remember. But she said, you can decide to do what you want.
Yeah.
That's not going to grow this home.
Yeah.
I will pray for you until you bloody change.
Give her a high five.
Women like crying.
I told her out of 5 for jokes. I'm like, but now if I decide to become a real monkey, like now, yeah, a foolish bastard completely, you will continue praying.
Continue praying.
That is it.
Yeah,
But you see, that's the person who has made a decision.
Yeah, I think you should just make a decision.
That this is the direction I am going.
Me
Because she's only in control of herself. She's only in control of what I do.
That is it.
Now, if I feel inspired from her actions that
And
now it's swallow home.
You will.
Surely, what the hell?
Yeah.
You see how she has done nothing wrong. Even you be like, okay, I'm sorry. And then it can work.
To your point, Marcus, I don't know if you've realized, but most Ugandan women are there.
Yeah.
They are that woman.
Praying.
Give us a percentage.
No, I
Like
don't.
like hold
let me
on.
not
You
say
said
a
hold on.
percentage.
You said hold on.
There are very few Pumlas and Manuelas.
Hold on.
Majority.
Hold
But
on.
the majority.
Can I say?
70%.
Okay, let's say a good 75%.
Can we say 99?
No, 75%.
I
I
think
think
75%.
75% of Ugandan women are the praying women.
women.
They are the fasting women.
Yeah.
They are in pain, so much pain, and they are giving and giving and giving and giving. They do make mistakes. Don't get me wrong.
Do it again.
Don't get me.
Giving.
That guy out of here. He can't manage last round. He can't
No, me,
manage.
I like last round you did because we were making a serious point. Someone can come and just
They can finish you.
They can finish it.
That's crying. And yet, guys, we need a chief whip. We need a chief whip.
We have guests.
And yet, a man will still come and say, you didn't contribute to that piece of land. She prays for you to get a job. She prays for my God.
But those are words, men are actions.
Yeah, I get it, but that's why we're saying, can we just get out of that selfish place where we see our partner as a contributor? Even when we are fighting, for me to be able to say, you know what? Yeah, we are fighting, but Mr. Mulondo wanyambye what? Just out of facts. Yeah, you did not give me the job, but you talked to me before I went and applied for that job. Just basic Ubuntu. Yeah, basic Ubuntu. Let's just be kind to each other, even when things.
And I think that's the current problem. And the reason why this thing came up, like you said, the divorce rate has gone up. It's shot up. We are chasing. I think the current one in East Africa is Kenya. I think followed closely now by Uganda, then Tanzania, then Rwanda. I just think the Rwandans are not documenting, but that's another story. And because of that, the Ubuntu is slowly dying. Why? It's everybody for themselves, even in a marriage.
Even in the marriage, which is
how are you going to do everybody for yourself in a marriage? Surely, then why did you get married in the first place?
Why did you?
What was the point? So I think it's evidently it's going to be a fight that's not going to end.
No.
But I think comfortable spaces we just go 50-50. Everybody moves on.
Yeah, we're happy with it.
Don't you agree, sir?
Giving.
She gave. allow that she gets. But I'll close by saying, guys, marriage is ordained by God. I agree with Rachel, marriage is ordained by God. He's the only one that has the manual. So if you do not go back to the maker of marriage, all these things will not end. But let's be humane. It's just kind. Like Ubuntu, honestly.
You can cheer to Ubuntu.
Cheers to Ubuntu. To Ubuntu. Cheers to Ubuntu. You guys are the worst. Absolute worst.
But 3K for sending charges? Surely? Tozidi na.
Mami tugende.
Wait a little bit, please.
Angenda kuangalia waiting charge.
Chikole for less, hakuna hustle, no stress. Whether night or day, tuli okay. Wanga tuli ku flexi pay.
Don't hustle to pay the bills. Send or receive money. Chikole for less, ne flexi pay. Hold it.
Chikole for less with FlexiPay. Dial *291# to transact or download the FlexiPay app to get started. Stanbic Bank. It can be. Stanbic Bank is regulated by the Bank of Uganda, and customer deposits are protected by the Deposit Protection Fund of Uganda up to 10 million shillings.